coming up next on Small Town Big Deal.
When I was 11, I remember him saying, this equipment could go out any time. I just don't know how much longer we'll be around. So I think he's smiling from heaven when he sees us still using that equipment.
Me and bucking horses don't get along very good. I tend to exit pretty quick.
And we'll take you to a place full of dreams where special children are getting a leg up in more ways than one.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal.
We've traveled across the country and firmly believe that the people in small towns are the hands that keep America strong.
So join us, Rodney Miller,
And Jann Carl,
as we show you the great things these people do on Small Town Big Deal. Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl. Today we are going back in time to the pilot episode, the show that started Small Town Big Deal.
You know, a lot of people don't realize, Jan, that I did the first few episodes by myself, and then enter Jann Carl.
Well, you did really well on your own.
Oh, and this is where I'm supposed to say the show got a lot better then. And it did.
Only if you mean it. Oh, just get on to the
And I
episode.
did. And you know, we got two great stories, 5 miles apart, right here in Southern Illinois. One,
Oh, horses. You want a treat?
Jan's favorite. The other's about a treat for humans.
That's right, the drinkable kind.
The story of this liquid tree is out of the small town of Breeze, Illinois. Nestled in the plains of Southern Illinois, it's just 30 minutes east of St. Louis.
and over the years, the population in this German farm community has grown to about 4,500. Now, life is very sweet in Breeze because it's been the home of XL Bottling Company for more than 75 years. They are one of the few remaining mom-and-pop bottlers of flavored soda.
Kathleen Ludwig is a granddaughter of the founders. She tells us the company got its seed money in a pretty unusual way.
Grandma and Grandpa got married in 1936, and Grandfather helped catch a bank robber. So with the reward money, he started the soda business.
Tell me a little bit about the organization here and how Jens been able to maintain this through all that time and not resist the temptation to sell to the big bottlers and all those types of things.
Well, it's always been our grandparents' philosophy to not look at what the other person's doing. Grandfather always used to say, we don't watch what the other guy is charging, we charge what we want to charge, and we make a quality product and we charge for that. They focused on making a quality product and good consumer relations. And I think that's what's kept them in business and now what has been able to keep us in business.
Wow, and I heard a rumor a while ago that maybe your grandma, Catherine, she was working here till 99, and are you planning on working that long too? But
you know, I enjoy it as much as she did, and if I live that long, yes, I will work till 99 in this business and hopefully watch our children and their children enter into the business.
Okay, so don't get any ideas, Rodney, that I'm going to work for you until I'm 99.
hey, you're not that far away.
Wait, you're closer than I am.
Well, I guess you're right.
Truth be told, I think we both would work on the show until we're
definitely.
99 if we were blessed to live that long.
Tell me a little bit about the vintage bottling equipment here and why are you still using that and those types of things? I know some of it dates to the late 30s, early 40s.
The vintage equipment, which is my favorite because that's what Grandfather used to bottle his soda on. He would hand feed the bottles on and hand feed them off, and it's still working today. Grandpa and Grandma always believed in using pure cane sugar and making a quality soda, and they just paid attention to what their values were, doing a good job and providing great customer service, and that's how they stayed in business this long. It's good quality machinery, but Grandfather would always say, this equipment could go out any time. When I was 11, I remember him saying, this equipment could go out any time. I just don't know how much longer we'll be around. So I think he's smiling from heaven when he sees us still using that equipment. And it's my favorite because I remember seeing him behind the line. He'd always wear a well-pressed work shirt and khakis, and he'd stand there and bottle soda by hand.
In staying true to their roots, XL Soda is still bottled in returnable, reusable glass bottles. In fact, they are the only bottler in Illinois who refills bottles, recycling the old-fashioned way.
There's a lot of other old-fashioned goodness happening here at XL. For example, they've always used only pure cane sugar in their bottled sodas, not high fructose corn syrup. And no doubt about it, XL bottling is an important part of the pop culture around these parts.
Having a great product, great customer service, both really important. But in the early 1960s, they developed a new flavor that would change their business forever. And if you can believe it, people even cook with it.
These are skedaddles,
Coming up next,
made with my famous recipe.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. We're in Breeze, Illinois, visiting XL Bottling, a soda company that has survived that competitive business for more than 75 years.
by far the most popular flavor is something called ski soda. Kathleen Ludwig, a third-generation soda maker in the family, tells us a little about the history of ski.
A person by the name of Dot, who was the secretary for the Double Cola Company, named it Ski. They were trying to find a name for this citrus beverage that had a kick of caffeine, and they said, what should we name it? And she had just gone on a water skiing trip with her friends. And she said, this is really refreshing, and I had a really great time, so let's name it Ski. So that's how it got its name, and when you got that vintage lady skiing, that's why she's skiing.
And Ski's popularity grew steadily each year.
It's an all-natural soda and one of the few left, is that correct?
It is. It has the natural juices in it of the lemon and the orange, and people find it refreshing to drink as a morning drink instead of coffee.
Yes, I need one every morning.
Is it better than coffee?
Yes, because I don't drink coffee.
So I hear another use is if you have a little bit of a hangover, it soothes your stomach. So there's a lot of uses for Ski here in Clinton County.
Ski lime pie and ski sickles. These are skedaddles, made with my famous recipe.
Here's Paul Meyer, son of founder Lefty Meyer, telling us his memories about the early days.
Then in 1936, he decided that he was going to have his own bottling plant. He got the money from it was a bank robber that he knew the guy, and the guy had just robbed.
He actually knew the guy that robbed the
The
bank.
guy had robbed the bank, Germantown Bank, and he came out of the bank, and Dad said hi, and he said, "Oh, I've been caught." So he got a reward for that, and that's what he used to start the bottling plant.
Okay, so the moral of that story, don't rob a bank in your hometown.
Yeah, especially if it's a small town and everybody knows your name.
People are drinking Ski soda more now than ever. It's the top-selling soda here in Clinton County.
But the Meyer family couldn't hold on to the past forever. Bill Meyer tells us how he helped move the company into the modern era.
A plant in Union City, Tennessee shut down, which was a Coke plant, and they were selling their line. So we looked at it and we said, well, gee, do we really want to go that big? You know, we're doing 24 bottles a minute. This thing does 30 bottles a minute. So, you know, we made the decision that, yeah, we would do that, and that would also give us the benefit to go into plastics ourselves. For years, we've made our flavors all in returnable bottle. What we started to do was convert those to throwaways. So now we have the ability to ship outside the state. And in fact, a lot of people said, oh, you still make XL Black Cherry. That was my favorite. And we said, you know what, we've never quit making it. It really has been a boom that you know, people are enjoying nostalgic sodas again.
You know, there's no doubt that the Meyer family roots are deeply planted in the small town of Breeze.
What sets us apart is everything that we make, and it was really from your grandfather, is when all the small bottlers switched to high fructose corn syrup because of cost, he just said, you know what, I'm not going to follow the group. You know, I like my size, I like what I'm doing, I make a great product, so I'm going to continue.
Back in his time, Grandpa saw other small bottlers buying up other small bottlers, getting bigger and then going broke. Well, he was content with his size. That way he kept the business going, and now future generations are reaping the benefits.
I think when your dad ran the place, we typically ran 2 routes and 100,000 cases. Now we're typically run 3 to 4 routes, and we're at 500,000 cases. So I mean, just the trucks have gotten bigger. Our speeds on the new line can do up to 300 bottles a minute. So,
You know, my hat's off to the Meyer family. They have kept their business going for more than 75 years, and they continue to make their small town a big deal.
I'm sure that by staying true to your history while keeping ahead of the trend, XL Bottling will be making our favorite sodas for years to come.
So I'm thinking that we have your mouth watering for some of their refreshing lemon orange ski soda. Well, they also excel at making other fun flavors like
Strawberry Kiwi Breeze,
black cherry,
Golden Ginger Ale,
frosty root beer,
$1 Million Orange or Grape,
cherry breeze,
Orange Pineapple,
lucky club soda,
Blueberry Breeze.
XL red cream, and least we forget infrared ski. It's like ski with a cherry on top.
Okay, so if you're thinking what I'm thinking, how can I taste some of their great flavors? Well, you just go to xlbottling.com and they'll tell you if it's carried in a local store, or they said in some cases, they'll even ship it to you.
You know, every product today seems to have a newer, faster, and better way to do things than ever before. But on the opposite approach, XL Bottling Company takes a total nostalgic. They embrace the old ways. And they even are so blunt as to say, XL is where good things don't have to change.
Coming up next on Small Town Big Deal.
Me and bucking horses don't get along very good. I tend to exit pretty quick.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal, and we're about 5 miles from Breeze in the little town of Germantown. And here, it's all about helping kids.
Oh, you had a treat. It is the Hippo Therapeutic Riding Center. And you know, even the word Hippo, meaning great spirits, refers to the kids, and especially the people that run this place.
Oh, there you go.
Good job, Rachel.
So often, big things start with just a dream, but they can become a reality when people like Kay and Dave Legenhorst are determined and refuse to give up.
Okay, ready? Go ahead,
Walk on, April.
They know that therapeutic horseback riding has been proven to improve the quality of life, health, and well-being for people with disabilities, and they wanted to create a riding center to do just that. But Kay and Dave wanted to provide the therapy for free.
Our belief is that when a parent has a child with a disability, they have a lot on their plate anyway. So we didn't want them to have to pay to come here.
Look at you, Miss Rachel. Are you excited?
You know, for any service to be free these days, well, that's a big deal. But especially for these kids and for the parents to see the smiles on their children's faces. This is going to melt your heart.
Kay took a second to explain to me why therapeutic riding is so beneficial for these kids.
Therapeutic riding is considered 3D riding with hip rotation. It's got the up and down, back and forth, and side-to-side movement, which will mimic us walking by 98%. So the kids who are mostly in wheelchairs get most of the benefit from that, because if they're not walking, they get the movement of all those joints and muscles all working when they're riding the horse.
Way up, way up, way up, way up. Yay, now we're slowly down.
I asked Dave what inspired them to build the center.
We started in 2000. I was volunteering at a place in Addyville called Mountain Miracles, and I worked there for a whole season, and I really saw some amazing things working with the kids. We came back from that going, you think we could do that here at our place?
Then we're gonna go to the 3. Allison, over here. Come on over.
Tell me more about what motivates you to do this?
The motivation is the kids for me, just for the fact that when I've never been able to have my own biological child, and my daughter here, I call her my daughter, she is my biological niece. So she came on to stay with me about when she was 9, so about 10 years ago now. And I was very much of a wallflower, and she wouldn't smile, she stood behind me, she had a lot of issues going on, and I got to adopt her when she was 12. So she is my biological daughter. She's the child of my heart. And It's been a heartwarming experience being around her with the horses. I've seen the growth come from her.
It was unreal how shy I was. I wouldn't talk to anyone, and I was more to myself than outgoing. And the horses helped me open up, and once they saw that, it's like, wow, we can probably do something with this.
I'm very greedy when it comes to the kids. I love surrounding myself with the children, and I receive copious amounts of love and attention and affection from them.
So is it fair to say you have a lot more adopted children here too that you're working with?
I have an amazing amount of kids now that call me mom, but yeah, I've been very blessed now that I have just, Dave and I are surrounded with the kids and the parents of an amazing group of people.
And speaking with the families inspired me as well.
So Friday is your horse. Those are the ones you like to ride. Well, that sounds fun. I hope you're a better rider than me, and I'm sure that you are. When I first came up the driveway, there was a lot of laughter and excitement here, and it seemed like this really means a lot to these kids. But tell me why it does mean so much to them.
Well, it's a lot of different things. It's not just the physical aspect of therapeutic riding that helps the kids. There's a social atmosphere that it's family-oriented, family-based. A lot of the kids who can't get out and play otherwise, they know that they're coming to their barn to ride their horse. So the giggles start almost immediately when our sidewalkers greet them at the car, because the anticipation is so great that they know that the next step is they're going to get their helmet and they're going to get on their horse.
So with children, horses, dogs, cats, I mean, you really shouldn't play favorites. But there is one guy around here who truly is the star of the barn.
This is Friday. He's our 23-year-old Tennessee walking horse. He is the original one that helped us start the program back 4 years ago when we put our first rider on. He's got his own little disability himself. When he was 4 years old, they chased him into the stall, and because they couldn't catch him in the pasture, and they beat him with a 2x4. So he's wounded in his eye here where he sees just shadows, but instead of becoming a very mean horse, he's warmed up to people. He's very receptive, and he actually will be the one who will come out and greet the kids across the fence as he sees the cars coming up.
Riding a horse takes strength and a lot of core muscles. At the beginning of the season, most of the kids are only strong enough for about 10 minutes of riding. But parents usually see results after the first couple of visits. By the end of the summer, the kids ride up to 45 minutes at a time. Kay has so many success stories.
Good job, Rachel. You got this side. You got this side. Let's take a step. Let's turn around for me. Switch arms.
She has some muscle disorders in her legs, and she doesn't have a lot of stretching potential. And her dad always says that when she's done off of here, she's actually walking now, which she wasn't doing before. So the walking aspect of her has strengthened her core, but it's also strengthened her hips and her leg muscles enough that she's actually, with her braces, she's able to walk over and get on her own horse now without having the wheelchair.
Kay and Dave have a lot of amazing stories like that that are so heartwarming. So you can only imagine how long the waiting list is to come ride here.
He's new. We've been on the wait list for 3 years. We just finally got on. So he's gotten to go only about one time so far.
But Shakota has a plan to get every kid on a horse.
The only way we're going to get more riders on is if we can operate 10 months out of the year instead of the 3 months, which means we need some sort of a covered arena. And so that we can have indoor sessions, and so we can also increase the program from 1 to 2 days a week up to 5 days a week.
And I guess the two things holding you back from that is volunteers and money.
Volunteers and money. Come on, Abby, let's go. There we go.
Well, we are happy to report that both have come through for Kay and Dave, but not before some pretty scary times. After being in foreclosure and bankruptcy, a local charitable foundation bought the farm, securing Shakota's future.
But Kay and Dave have not only seen their dream simply survive, they've seen it grow.
With much of the materials and all of the labor being donated, a covered arena was built.
Then another financial gift built a hay barn and a place to store their tractor and other items important to the operation. These are all so important to their continued growth.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Turn, 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 turn. There you go. Now we're going to wait. Mark, give me a hug. Give me a hug. Oh, you're gonna hug Abby. Good job. Can you hug me now? Ready? We're sliding down. Here we go. I got it. 1, 2, 3. Good job, Mark. Yay! Walk out.
But helping children isn't their only goal. Kay and Dave also want to provide a program for military veterans, a program for those who have been diagnosed with PTSD or have experienced a serious injury. It provides an alternative rehabilitation program that focuses on the close bond between a horse and a rider.
Before leaving Chakotah, Rodney was invited to enjoy some equine bonding of his own.
As I rode out on the trails, I reflected on the amazing gift Kay and Dave are giving to each and every rider. And as the sun set, I thought how their sheer determination to see their dream become a reality is helping brighten the future for so many.
So how was that sunset ride? I think you told me the last time you'd been on a horse you fell off.
Well, I got bucked off. There's a little difference.
Oh, he bucked and then you fell off.
Okay, maybe there's not that much difference, but wasn't it great to meet Dave and Kay?
Oh, they're doing wonderful things. They definitely are a big deal.
Oh, man, all that soda, that was so much fun, and you know...
And I noticed you didn't bring me any. Of course you didn't. You didn't know me back then.
Yeah, don't they call that the good old days? Or maybe something like that. Maybe that's not a good characterization. Actually, that's a very poor characterization.
Yeah, just keep digging. Just go ahead and close the show.
We hope you enjoyed this segment of Small Town Big Deal.
We'll talk later. Join us again next time.
Once again, we celebrate the great stories from across America.
If we're still working together.
To show that this is such a... No, okay. Tell me again what to say. We're here now with Jenny Smith, a local... Start all over. Kathleen, how can you get this wonderful product? Okay. All right, let me hold it this time. I'm out of questions.
Okay, I think I'm ready for Gunsmoke. Well, wasn't it great to meet Dave and Kay?
So much. You know, they really are special. They're a big deal for all the good they're doing. That was terrible.
You were trying to save it.
I was trying to save it.